Welcome back to the Football Forecast. The knockout stage is already delivering everything it promised England through, Croatia through, Argentina through, and now Monday, June 29th, gives us two more round of 32 fixtures that could not have more different stories attached to them. Germany versus Paraguay at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Then Netherlands versus Morocco at Kansas City Stadium later that evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. Two European heavyweights. Two teams who believe they can cause real problems on their way to the final. And on the other side of both matchups, two nations that have already exceeded every expectation just to be standing here. Before we get into either match, here is the storyline that changes how you read Germany tonight. They went into their final group game against Ecuador, having already secured top spot in Group E, and they lost 2-1. Leroy Sané scored in the second minute. Germany were in front after 120 seconds. And then they conceded twice, and could not respond. The second Ecuador goal came from a corner. Germany could not defend their own box on a set piece, a problem that has haunted them since the 2010 World Cup, when they were eliminated by a corner kick header. Julian Nagelsmann watched a defense anchored by Antonio Rüdiger, and featuring some of the best defenders in European club football concede from a dead ball in the 77th minute of a match they were supposed to control. Paraguay know exactly where to hurt Germany. And they spent the entire preparation period for tonight's game, building the set-piece routine that exploits it. And in the second match tonight, Netherlands have scored 10 goals in 3 group games. The joint highest attacking output of any team in this tournament. Morocco came back from 2-1 down against Haiti with 2 substitutes, scoring in the 78th and 89th minutes to win. These are not teams that collapse. These are teams that believe. And here's my personal take on both matchups. Germany's set-piece vulnerability is not a one-off, it's a pattern. Ecuador exposed it, and Paraguay have the physical presence to punish it again. Meanwhile, Netherlands' attacking depth is so remarkable that even without Simons, they can rotate and still overwhelm most defenses. But Morocco's resilience is the real wildcard. They never stop fighting. Let us get into the breakdowns. Match 1. Germany versus Paraguay. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Match 1. Germany versus Paraguay. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Germany are 4-time world champions. 1954, 1974, 1990, 2014. Every tournament they enter, the weight of that history sits behind them as both a source of confidence and a target for every underdog in the draw. Paraguay, ranked 35th in the world, are not supposed to be here. They went into the final group stage matchday, needing other results to go their way, and those results came. They advance as one of the best third-place teams, a narrow victory over Turkey, a goalless draw with Australia, and the discipline to grind out results when their backs were against the wall. On team news, Germany's shock 2-1 loss to Ecuador is the story that has defined their preparation for tonight. Nagelsmann had already confirmed top spot in Group E before that match. And the selection showed it. Germany made several rotational changes. And the result was a performance that lacked the intensity of their earlier wins. The 7-1 demolition of Curaçao and the 2-0 control over Ivory Coast were the real Germany. The Ecuador result was a combination of complacency, a depleted first-choice 11, and poor set-piece defending. For tonight's round of 32, Nagelsmann has made clear publicly that his full first-choice side returns Musiala, Wirtz, Havertz, Kimmich, Rüdiger, and Manuel Neuer in goal. Neuer, 40 years old. The only surviving member of Germany's 2014 World Cup winning squad still in this tournament. Nagelsmann made the bold, controversial decision to bring Neuer back as number 1 and across 2 genuine performances in the group stage. The Munich veteran has justified it, commanding his penalty area with the authority that has defined his career. But the Ecuador set-piece goal raised a question that was already being asked quietly in German football circles. Even if Neuer saves everything that is aimed at him, can Germany's outfield players organize themselves defensively on corners? The answer they gave against Ecuador was no. Paraguay's attacking threat tonight comes from 22-year-old Julio Enciso, widely regarded as one of the country's brightest talents, who is playing his club football at Strasbourg after establishing himself as one of the most exciting young attackers in French football. Enciso scored against Turkey in the group stage and has the pace, the close control, and the shooting technique to cause problems for any defensive line in this tournament. Diego Gomez from Inter Miami adds the creative midfield dimension alongside him. And Miguel Almiron and Antonio Sanabria provide the experienced attacking support. In defense, 20-year-old Alexandro Maradona has been called into the squad and provides youthful energy at the back. I want to highlight something about Paraguay that doesn't show up in the stats. They have nothing to lose. Every pundit has written them off. That freedom from expectation is dangerous in knockout football. Teams that play without fear often produce their best performances. And Germany, carrying the weight of that Ecuador defeat, are vulnerable to exactly that kind of opponent. The head-to-head history between these two nations at a World Cup consists of exactly one match, the 2002 round of 16, where Oliver Neuville scored the only goal late on for Germany. Paraguay have not forgotten that match. The players who were children watching that game are now on the pitch tonight. And the memory of it fuels something inside their preparation that data cannot fully capture. Tactically, Germany's strength is in the creative interplay between Musiala and Wirtz. When those two find each other in tight spaces around the opposition's penalty area, they are among the most difficult combinations to defend against in world football right now. Tactically, Germany's strength is in the creative interplay between Musiala and Wirtz. When those two find each other in tight spaces around the opposition's penalty area, they are among the most difficult combinations to defend against in world football right now. Musiala's low center of gravity and his ability to change direction in a single touch makes him untrackable for traditional defensive approaches. And Wirtz's intelligent movement means he arrives in the box at exactly the right moment without being tracked by a second marker. Havertz provides the central forward threat, physical, smart, and a reliable finisher when he receives clean service in dangerous positions. Paraguay's best chance of frustrating this attack is to deny service from midfield entirely, compress the central channels, and force Germany wide into areas where their wide players are less dangerous in tight space. And then set pieces. Every corner, every free kick within range. Paraguay's physical presence at set pieces, Sanabria in particular, is dominant in the air, combined with Germany's documented inability to organize their defensive structure on dead balls, is the clearest statistical opportunity in this match. One delivered corner at the right moment, and a defender arriving late from the back post, could produce the goal that changes the entire narrative. Here's what I'm watching most closely. Germany's body language in the first 15 minutes. If they come out sharp and aggressive, the Ecuador defeat was a wake-up call. If they look tentative or nervous, Paraguay's belief will grow with every minute they stay in the game. Our assessment. Germany have too much quality and too much motivation after the Ecuador embarrassment to allow a repeat performance tonight. Nagelsmann's full first team is a completely different proposition from the rotated side that lost in the final group game. Musiala will be the decisive player, his ability to drift into central channels and find pockets behind. Paraguay's midfield block will create the chances that win this match. But Paraguay will not be passive, and they will get at least one set-piece opportunity that makes the German bench nervous. Germany 2-0, or 2-1, Musiala scores. Enciso tests Neuer at least once. And Germany advance to the last 16 with a performance that is cleaner than their final group match, but not without moments of real tension. Now let us move to match 2. Netherlands vs Morocco. Kansas City Stadium, Missouri. 9 p.m. Eastern. Netherlands have been the most entertaining attacking team at this entire 2026 World Cup, 10 goals in 3 group games. The 5-1 demolition of Sweden was as comprehensive a statement performance as any team as produced in the group stage, and Cody Gakpo scored the tournament's 100th goal in that match. A brace that put him among the leading individual performers of the entire tournament. Brian Brobbey has 3 goals, explosive, powerful, relentless in his movement in behind defenses. And the depth Ronald Koeman can call on is frankly remarkable. Memphis Depay, who recovered from a thigh injury just in time to make the squad. Daniel Malen, Justin Kluivert, Noah Lang, Wout Weghorst. You could build a competitive international attacking unit from Netherlands bench alone. On team news for the Dutch. The absence that was confirmed before the tournament began. Jurrien Timber had to pull out through injury just days before the start, with Lutgerel Geertruida called up to replace him. If he quartered him, that's a real loss, but the attacking depth available to Koeman means that any one player's absence is absorbed more easily than it would be for most other nations. The key selection decision tonight is how Koeman manages the balance between Brobbey's power, Gakpo's creativity, and Depay's experience. All three want to play. All three deserve to play. That is a very good problem for a manager to have. One thing I'd add about the Dutch attack: their variety is what makes them so hard to defend. Brobbey gives you power and hold-up play. Gakpo gives you creativity and finishing. Kay gives you experience and set-piece delivery. Malen gives you pace in behind. Koeman can change the entire complexion of the attack with one substitution, and that tactical flexibility is a nightmare for any opposition manager. Morocco present a completely different kind of challenge from the nations Netherlands have faced in the group stage. Mohamed Wabi has built this squad around absolute defensive discipline, collective intensity, and the ability to absorb pressure for long periods before releasing their own attacking threat in sharp, vertical transitions. Achraf Hakimi is the engine of everything Morocco do going forward. His combination of defensive reliability at right back and his ability to join attacks and create in the final third makes him one of the most complete fullbacks in world football. He was man of the match against Haiti, and his goal and assist in that comeback 4-win showed exactly what Morocco are capable of when they play without fear. Ismail Sabari scored in all three group stage games, the first Morocco player ever to score in 3 consecutive World Cup matches. That kind of consistency from a player who was not among the widely recognized names before this tournament tells you something important about the depth of character and quality Morocco have developed under Wabi. The absent players for Morocco are significant in terms of reputation. Sofiane Boufal, Youssef Nazeri, and Hakim Ziyech are all not in this World Cup squad. Boufal was not selected despite taking part in the training camp, with Wabi explaining that the number 10 role was already taken. Those are 3 of the most recognizable names in Moroccan football over the past decade. Their absence means Morocco have had to build this campaign around a different kind of identity, less dependent on individual star quality, more reliant on collective organization and the moments when Sabari and Hakimi can create something from transitions. That identity has taken them further than many people predicted. And it is genuinely well suited to a knockout match against a team as attack-minded as Netherlands. I find Morocco's squad selection fascinating. Wabi has been ruthless, leaving out big names like Boufal and Ziyech in favor of younger, hungrier players who fit his system perfectly. That takes courage. And in knockout football, a unified squad that trusts the system is often more dangerous than a collection of individual stars. The tactical dynamic of this match is going to be fascinating. Netherlands will want to dominate possession and create overloads in wide areas through Dumfries on the right and their left-sided options. Morocco will want to sit in their defensive shape, invite Netherlands onto them, and then break at speed through Hakimi's overlapping runs and Sabari's movement in behind. The critical variable is the tempo of the first 30 minutes. If Netherlands score early, Morocco have to abandon their defensive plan and play a completely different game, one that suits Netherlands rather than Wabi's system. If Morocco can stay disciplined and get to the hour mark still in the contest, their substitutes and their physical freshness in the final 30 minutes become a genuine weapon. The Haiti come back 2-1 down with 12 minutes left, then to substitute goals in the 78th and 89th minutes showed exactly how Morocco operate when the game is still alive late on. Head-to-head, these two nations have met only 3 times, all friendlies. Netherlands won 2, one was a draw. There is no World Cup history between them, and no specific head-to-head dynamic that carries weight into tonight. Our assessment: Netherlands are the stronger team across every line of the pitch, and their attacking variety makes them extremely difficult to defend for 90 consecutive minutes. Brobbey's physical presence will cause Morocco's central defenders significant problems. Gakpo's creativity will open gaps, and the wide delivery from Dumfries will generate crossing opportunities consistently. But Morocco's resilience is a real data point. They have never been a side that disintegrates under pressure. And their 3 group games all showed a team that fights until the final whistle. Netherlands 3-1 or 2-0, Brabby gets on the scoresheet. Gakpo is involved in the decisive moments, and Morocco score, if they reach the final 15 minutes, still within 1 goal. Sabari creates Morocco's best chances. Netherlands advance, but it is not as comfortable as the goal tally suggests it should be. 2 massive round of 32 matches. Germany chasing a 5th world title after the humbling of that Ecuador defeat. Netherlands putting their 10-goal group stage to the test against Morocco's never-say-die attitude. And across both matches, the question of whether the favourites on paper can produce the performances their squads are genuinely capable of. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below, and tell me your score predictions for both matches tonight. Can Paraguay exploit Germany's set-piece weakness, and produce the biggest upset of the round of 32? And do you believe Morocco have what it takes to take Netherlands the distance in Kansas City? Hit subscribe right now, and turn on the notification bell. We are covering every single round of 32 match with full tactical and data analysis, and the bracket is moving fast. A bracket is moving fast. Follow us across all our socials for live score updates and real-time post-match reaction as tonight's results land. This is the Football Forecast. See you in the next one.